like, oh, buy this baby bottle. And he's like, well, if you buy this holiday gift pack of Johnny Walker, it's also $80, and it's got Johnny Walker Blue, Black, Gold Label, and 18. And I was like, oh, okay. So that's what I bought, the 4 bottles.
Cool.
Those little baby bottles?
That's like, see, it's like
It's
bottle,
hidden.
that bottle that's on my shelf there.
It looks like a little flower vase my grandma used to have in like lots of different colors.
So that's what I drank last night after, or that's what I drank Tuesday night after the election. Randy had the reserve, and then I had that, and we had a little pizza and wrapped up the election. So
Cool.
We had our first live election coverage on Tuesday night. Again, our first foray into that. I think we're going to start doing more of that kind of stuff next year, but it went pretty well. Again, there just wasn't a lot going on locally. I mean, when you go in to vote, it's like, oh, there's like one thing to vote on. I mean, the advisory referendums, but you know.
So a lot of the unopposed people, like if you didn't fill in your circle, that there's a reason, like if you don't fill in your circle, then it shows that, hey, you were elected, but you didn't get support type thing?
Yes. I don't know. And the people who run unopposed sometimes have this little competition amongst each other. So I'm sure that, maybe Kyle Moore and Todd Eiler were like, hey, I got more votes than you or whatever. Because I remember Art Tenhouse used to talk about this all the time when he was a state rep. So who got more votes on the people who were running unopposed. So, but we had 73% turnout, which is okay. It'd be nice if it was about the same. It's usually between 70 75 for a presidential election.
What is it for like the mayor?
Oh,
like nothing.
Primary, it's like 15.
Really?
General, it might be 25.
Yeah,
oh yeah,
that's poopy.
Oh, it's terrible.
Come on, people.
It's terrible. Yeah. So
why do you think that is?
Because
indifference?
Yeah,
that
don't
sucks.
Care. Yeah, they just don't care.
How do you get like a vortex of people who give a shit? Because I think that's what we need.
Well, maybe we'll have that this year. I don't know. I mean, it also depends on the race. It depends on the candidates.
Yeah.
So
policies.
We've got so the next February will be big with the primary because we'll have a couple of aldermanic primaries, and we'll also have the mayor's primary, and then April 1st is the general, and that'll be big too. So we'll probably do some stuff with both those, and we'll talk to the candidates beforehand and all that stuff. But I was talking to a couple of them over the last week, and I'm like, don't mess with anything before the first of the year. Nobody's paying attention. Right now, they've got this election done, which would have swallowed everything up, and now it's going to roll into Thanksgiving and basketball season and the end of football season, all the playoffs, and then you got Christmas. So it's like nobody cares. Nobody cares. Don't spend any of your money. Don't do any of this. You know, you're spending money now, and people are doing some ads, but then really ramp it up come January, and we'll do the interviews then and talk to the people involved and all that stuff. So it's just the nature of the beast, and I was talking to Ellen and I said it's a different kind of stress when you're working a campaign or you're a candidate than when you're like covering it, because you're covering it, you're doing your job, but you're not really like
invested.
Yeah. I mean, if you're working for a candidate and you're trying to get him or her to win, or you're actually on the ballot yourself, you're just kind of like the whole day's like on election day. Like I said, I had errands to run. I was in Springfield. I had lunch with a buddy. I zipped over. My day really didn't start for work wise until 7-ish, Randy came in, we kind of got the show laid out, and then we did our thing. And then, we work, and we said we are not a national news organization, so we weren't going to get into all that. We just kind of had CNN on the background and said, hey, Trump won Florida, and did stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, again, it's, our focus here is the local stuff. And I thought, again, it was pretty mild. And then nationally, it was, so I was wrong in my prediction, which is fine. I've been wrong in lots of predictions. I just thought those.
Are you saying I won, guys?
Did you vote? Did you say Trump would win?
I did.
Yes.
In my prediction.
Yes. So congratulations.
Thank you.
But I thought the blue.
Did I get anything? Do I get anything for that? Cheers. Thank you. Okay.
So
I'm always looking for gifts, dude. Okay. Okay.
So I just thought I thought she'd win those blue wall states that Biden won, but she didn't. And he won all the swing states, and it was pretty resounding. And but I said, the sun came up the next day. The sun came up again today. It's going to keep coming up, and we'll be fine. So I don't know what else you really say about it. I mean, I think that...
Love your neighbor. That's what you say.
Yeah, right?
I think nationally... we all we put a lot of stock into the leader of the nation, as we should for certain things, but it shouldn't change how we treat one another, especially friends, family. You can disagree. And then you have some people who say, but you can't disagree because we take this personally. I think everybody, yeah.
So I totally agree with what you're saying in that sentiment. Like, let's give on a peaceful, passive power. Let's be kind to one another no matter what. But then when you say that, and you say that out loud, people now are associating you with, when you say that, oh, so you voted for Trump, won, and then you said and like I don't want to say, like, they use a lot of hyperboles with that and say, because you did this, you voted for
I think that
a homophobe, a rapist,
they're saying that it's
what do you say?
they're saying that in saying be kind to your neighbor, we're basically saying that their values don't matter, and I don't think that's the case. No, but I think that shouldn't be a blanket statement painted towards everyone who supports whoever. I mean, it should be a natural human instinct to be kind to everyone, right? You shouldn't just be shitty based on anyone's orientation. I don't care what the orientation is. I mean, if you don't know someone, why the hell do I give a shit? Where are you?
It just doesn't affect, unless you want it to affect your life, it doesn't affect your life on a daily basis. It really doesn't.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, interest rates start coming down, gas prices start coming down, the prices start coming down, the people are going to say, oh, see. I mean, if that happens, great.
People that say, like, because the one thing that I saw right away, and it probably kind of took me aback because I was like, whoa, wait, how, why, was if you have a gay friend, they're scared right now. And I want to know, like, I asked some of my gay friends, like, are you scared? I had, like, half of them say no and, like, kind of laugh at this, like, why?
Yeah.
And then the other half did say yes, because this, and this. Some of it was the fact that Trump supported DeSantis and the Don't Say Gay back in 2022.
Yeah.
And what we always say on here is, don't you have the power to change your mind? We don't know what his stance is. I don't think necessarily on that quite yet. I know he's said some things, like in regards to, like, the transgender community. And so for those of my gay friends that did say, well, like, say they stop those kinds of rights, and by rights I mean transgender surgeries being covered, transgender being allowed in the military and stuff like that. Those were the things that I think he was, like, focusing on, and I think a little bit with
ISHA,
which I'm not sure, like, how the president, but I guess the president has influence, so he can do it no matter what.
You're talking about IHSA? You're talking about sports? High school sports?
IHSA.
I'll tell you, I mean, that's one of the most powerful ads they ran was the ad where they talked about that. I'm sorry, that is a big issue, and it had a lot of impact on people because there are a lot of people who just don't think boys should be playing in girl sports, and that's how they look at it. And that's one of the reasons they lost.
So one of the things, though, that he's saying, though, is, like, so it climbs up this hill. You climb up this hill, and you start taking away. Where does the peak stop?
Well, and you can look at that the opposite way as well, right? So if we encourage, where does it end? And we saw that with, children having these surgeries to alter, and I don't agree with that either. So I think everyone has the right to say what they want. These memes that are flying around Facebook that are kind of fear-mongering, and I don't agree with any of that on either side. I think it's a game of speculation right now because even though I'm happy it went this way versus the opposite, I'm in a wait-and-see kind of game because I can't say what's going to happen tomorrow with any policies is going to instate. Who knows? So I think if you can sit at home and be scared for your safety, but in Quincy, Illinois, are you scared to come out of the house because you're going to not have the same rights? I just don't see but maybe I just haven't been there. I don't know.
True.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't experienced it like that, so
No.
I can't say that.
But I think it's one of those things when you see it posted on Facebook and people are sharing it, it's like, why would you create a fear? I guess I don't understand it. I think more than anything, everybody needs to have the feeling of just, let's come together and be solid together. Unity is where it's at, man.
I hope, but you know what? We don't know. Like, Donald Trump is definitely a I don't want to say volatile because, like, you know, he's very extreme.
Yeah.
You don't know, like, kind of how it's going to go.
Yeah.
So the people that I would be scared about are the people that were in the Democratic cabinet that tried to put him away for, you know, I don't want to say petty, but, like, you know, whatever the...
I think anybody who wronged Trump, and even in his eyes, and it doesn't mean that they actually, you know, wronged him, you know, I don't know, whatever, but...
if okay, and I get that, but some of the charges, I believe some of the charges were valid.
But then guess what?
And some weren't.
Now he can turn around and say, well, if we're able to charge presidents, he's going to charge.
Well, and again, but the Supreme Court said you can't. So
you can't charge people in the past.
Presidents said no. They gave basically presidential immunity, so it's not like he's going to get Biden arrested or something. So
how? He didn't get presidential immunity.
They came aboard after all these charges were filed.
But now isn't he going to be kind of in charge of the Supreme Court?
The Supreme Court, he's not in charge of the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court made the ruling after he had been convicted.
But can't he make a whole new Supreme Court and they can rule again?
No. He can't, not unless they resign. So you were in the Supreme Court for life. Now, if they all decide, yes, we will resign, he would report. But no, you don't get to fire Supreme Court justices. Okay. They are there for life. They are there as long as they want to be. You know, I think now that Trump's been elected, you might see a couple retire because then there will be more conservative judges get put in. But those liberal judges are going to pull, like you know, RGB did and just keep, or RBG did and just stay on until it's too late, which she should have retired when Obama could have put her in. But then again, or when Biden could have put her in, but then they would have blocked that too, probably. So
yeah, I mean, I think that we can sit back and be scared of everything that's going to happen, or we can wait and see it kind of play out. But I definitely would advise against speculating on things, especially if it means scaring your neighbors or
using a meme too.
Yeah.
Words, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, and I just don't see the value in spreading that kind of. I mean, because whether we want to admit it or not, it's kind of hate on your own. Well, it's hate on your own country, but it's also hate on your own group of people. Because as you said, 50% don't feel scared. So what is the 50% who are scared trying to do? They're trying to get this vortex of everybody who's scared to get the, you know. So it's like, can't you just, I don't know, live and let live? That's what I think. That's just the easiest way to do it, locally and otherwise. And one of the things that I'll say on my personal Facebook, you know, right after the election, I saw some people, you know, locally going on and kind of taunting people from the other side. And it's like, come on, man. Now these are the people who give the party a bad name. Don't be a sore winner. Just shut up and be happy that you got your way and that things are going the way that you want and move on.
Maybe online it's not necessarily being seen like that, but in real life, I think conservatives that think that they won, I think are in real life situations being kind and humble.
Yeah, I think so.
From what I've seen.
It's just it's Facebook, social media. It's those warriors who are just pricks, and it's like, come on, man.
So guess what? We're still watching.
Yeah, right? Yes.
Yeah, and also it can come around and it's not going to last forever and stuff like that. But no, it was certainly decisive
Very
win
decisive.
for the Republican Party.
Yeah.
So I think Democrats have a lot of soul searching to do, as they're admitting, and they have to decide, look, we are out of touch with the American people. We might not like what the American people think sometimes, but we certainly need to figure out how to relate to them better, because they have a lot of issues that just people don't relate with and don't agree with. And again, it's the policy, not the person. And I think that's, you know, people were saying, well, you can't be Trump's so terrible. No, people liked his policies enough. They overlooked a lot of his bluster and BS and stuff.
Yeah.
And that's why he won big. He did.
Yeah.
Bigly. He won.
Bigly. I'm really excited to see if Bobby Kennedy Jr. comes on for Maha.
He'll be doing something.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if he'll get a cabinet appointment. No,
well, it's not been
specific
officially.
Appointment. He's going to be doing something. We just don't know what it is yet.
But that'll be, I think that'll be one, in my mind, that'll be one of the most profound figures that.
Go to do some kind of research with vaccinations.
Yeah.
Yeah. So vaccinations.
Nothing becomes official until January 20th. Of course, we have January 6th, and like we all know, that date's like ingrained in our brain now. And I'm sure.
Wait, what happened? I'm kidding.
But so in January 6th, it should be certified. You know, unless we have So the other side decides it's our turn. We got that, and then we got the 20th, which will be inauguration. Then after that, that's when his cabinet can come in and it's official, and it will be his last term. And other people are saying, "Oh no, he's going to throw that out too." And no, it takes a constitutional. No, he's not president for life. It's not going to happen. You got to worry about running against J.D. Vance or DeSantis, but then whoever has to worry about them, whether it's Pritzker, whether it's Newsom, whether it's Whitmer, the whole list of Democrats. Well, she probably will try, but I just don't. I mean, that's tough to redo. I mean, and people look at what she did, and again, she was really kind of put behind the 8 ball. And Biden, in my opinion, Biden screwed them all because Biden shouldn't have run again in the first place. And after the midterms, Biden should have said, "Hey, great job, everybody. We had the good midterm."
Or Biden's wife, because I don't think he knew what the hell he was doing after a certain period of time.
He should have bowed out, and they should have had the full primary. Everybody could have ran. They'd have been battle tested.
I think that RFK is who screwed them out the most. Because
I think that independent people feel like we kind of got screwed. I lump myself into that because I'm like, damn it. But now I'm like, well, since it went this way, I guess I get to see hopefully I'll get to see some of it. But I mean. But
when Biden said he wanted to run again and then the Democrats wouldn't allow a real primary, that's when they screwed themselves. And they should have. And again, I'm not saying any of these people would have beat Trump anyway, but I think they would have been battle tested and had a heck of a lot better shot than she did. Yeah. I mean, she was basically Biden stepped down only on the consideration that would be her. So then she got it, and she had 100 and some days to put something together. And she was, she couldn't define herself. She had some good moments, she had some bad moments, and
she wasn't very present. I think a lot of people looked at that as that's.
Well, and again,
you have to be out there.
We've only had like one vice president get elected directly after being vice president in the last 100 years.
Really?
Yeah, George H.W. Bush after Reagan. After that, I mean, Nixon became president, but Nixon was beaten by Kennedy first and then didn't become president until 1968. So as far as a guy who went from being directly vice president to president, aside from Bush, you got to go way back.
Yeah.
I think you got to go back to the 1800s, but I didn't look that up specifically. I just know that Bush was the kind of the last one. So,
well, Trump's our president, and we're going to charge forward. And I think, in Quincy, we're going to live to see another day. And we got new businesses coming. The Amazon distribution center, that's fantastic.
Great news.
Head of household jobs is always a great thing for a local community. And I think,
oh, screw that. You just want your shit faster. That's what you want.
That doesn't hurt either,
you just want
man.
to make sure you get delivered.
Emma, it's not coming any faster.
I know.
Well,
I know. It was a joke.
Well, but, my prime will not be 5 days any longer if it's something that's at our distribution center. And I may just call up and be like, hey, Bobby, or whoever's working there, can you pull out my whatever, grab that robot and get the thing off of shelf A12 because I need it right now. No, but I think it's good news for Quincy. And I think, we can all look at Trump and be scared about what's going to happen tomorrow or in the next 4 years, or we can look at our local community and our neighbor and we can say, hey, man, good to see you. Right?
Speaking of neighbors, I'm looking forward to our guest.
Woohoo, me too. I've never formally met this guest.
He is a returning Club Muddy guest.
Our returning contestant.
Yes. He stepped in since our guests, our very own Emma.
Don't get any no HIPAA stuff. Just say she couldn't make it.
Yeah, she couldn't make it.
But we are going to have her on to learn more about her later at the end of this month.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that. But I'm very excited about our next guest because he can make light of anything.
I heard he's really funny, so you got a lot to live up to.
Heavy and down. Stick around for a lot.
Again, I just want to be very clear that yes, being the HR director here is very difficult when I got to work with you hot yahoos.
Oh, you are such a.
Oh my gosh!
Geez.
So whatever Klitz has.
Okay, you think you're the HR director? If that's the case, we are in a world of hurt. Okay? Yeah. No, I'm kidding.
Just ask Ron. We tell him all the time.
Yeah, I bet he agrees.
We'll be right back.
Okay.
The Liquor Booth is your home for a huge selection of beer, wine, and spirits. The Liquor Booth has 2 locations in Quincy, 3520 Broadway and 1500 North 12th Street. The Liquor Booth, where it's always happy hour.
Okay.
Talk about ridiculous hobbies.
I got a couple. No, I'm kidding. I don't have.
Bob's sweating already.
Oh, yeah.
There's no cough button here.
No. Josh Klitz.
Yes, ma'am.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So freaking nice to meet you.
You too, finally, right?
God.
I've missed you the last couple, three
Twice.
times. Yeah.
I was
yeah.
like,
The infamous.
the
that's right.
infamous. All right. So let's start out with we do have a connection. Your wife
Okay.
and my sister grew up together. Your wife lived at our house on Spring Street for years and years and years. So my sister was Summer Hooper.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she lived at our house. She was basically my second sister for a really long time. Love her.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. Thank you.
I imagine you're a pretty cool fella just based on her. And then also,
What's up with her?
I was going
lot.
to say, yeah.
Let's be real.
Well, and my hunch is just because I know Carrie, you put up with her as well.
100%.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
No,
you guys
there's-
are.
it's
yeah.
give and take, yin and
Yeah.
yang.
Yeah, and then also I've been to your bar a couple of times, but I don't know that I've seen you there,
Yeah.
which I think is weird because every post, everything, you're always there.
Yeah, no, it's in and out. You know, you got the other job and a bunch of kids to manage
Yeah.
and other shit to take care of. So you just, you try to manage your time and get there when you can and take a bunch of shit for never being there. But
Yeah.
it is what it is. TNT, I do all their fleet sales and stuff like that for
Fleet
them.
sales, we were talking about that.
So local, that's right. It's
And we didn't
easy,
mention the
that
name
one.
of the bar, Hooligans.
Hooligans, that's right.
Very appropriate name.
It works. It works.
Yeah.
Knowing my kids, it's kind of what it was all, based after. My kids play games where they like to fart on each other's pillows and.
Pink eye.
Haven't had it yet.
Nice.
Knock on wood, but
Yep.
All kinds of weird shit like that.
Name came from what you called your
Hooligans.
kids.
Pretty much, yeah. We had some family from Ireland live with us from like 88 to 92. He went to QU, and that's what he always called us. So it just kind of stuck when the bar came up, and it was like, well, it's fitting. Let's just rock it out. And then I fucking found out that there's been 2 hooligans in Quincy before me.
Oh, there has?
Yeah. I felt like a complete giant asshole when I did not know that. And I'm like, well, that's interesting.
Imitation is the best form of flattery. So.
Oh, fuck those guys. They're not open.
Okay, never mind then. Yeah, I
now.
take that back.
The
But
hell
yeah,
with them.
it's a cool place. You've
Thank
done
you.
some really great things with it.
What was it before? Real quick.
It was called Livermore's.
Livermore's,
for like
yeah.
19 or 20 years or something like that. And then it's on the corner of 10th and Washington. You can't miss it.
Yeah.
Can't miss it. And we're close to expansion, so that's pretty exciting
Really?
news.
I was
We're
just gonna brag on the fact that like you guys do so much.
Yeah.
with the space that you have. It's like it really is like a cozy little bar, and oh my gosh, cozy, perfect for the winter time. I think.
I
love it.
say it constantly. It's the best corner bar in the state. It just goes to show that even if it's not true, if you say that shit enough, it sticks. And
Yeah, it
so,
sure does.
yeah, we're just going to keep saying that and lying to the people, and
Yeah.
eventually it'll become true.
Power of
So-
suggestion, baby.
That's
for
right.
Sure.
Yeah, it's manipulation, media manipulation.
But it is awesome. Yeah, back to the expansion.
Oh yeah,
Hear
so
about it.
no, we're on the brink, on the process, whatever you want to call it, of tearing a wall out and almost doubling our space, giving us some dedicated areas for darts and exit and entrance to the beer garden. So we got some cool things coming. Yeah,
Cool.
that's right. Yeah, we do. This is the first announcement. So yeah, no one.
Oh, you heard it here first,
that's right.
folks.
Yeah, we're
Hell
pretty
yeah.
we're pretty pumped. We're hoping I don't know, January-ish. We'll get all this shit done, and yeah, we'll keep everyone informed on social media sites, and I like to vandalize shit, so I'll put it on buildings with spray paints and
Please do.
other things like that. So
Okay, so
I can't wait.
I love it. Okay, so speaking of vandalism, because
Yeah.
this just popped in my head, what do you think about the giraffes that are around town?
I was gonna ask him too.
Were you?
Yeah.
Okay, because I have very solid standpoint on that, so I'm interested in. Okay.
I told him an idea or whatever. He said, "Man, you're gonna be like the giraffes downtown." And
I love
was
it.
like, wait, what do you know about those giraffes? So what do you know about those giraffes?
I know that I'm a great artist. I can
I draw
work
giraffes really, really well.
I can work a spray paint bottle like a son of a bitch. So I don't know. I think it's great. That's
No.
no, it's not me. But good on them. Keep doing it.
Yeah.
We need
Love
some.
it.
We need some brevity in this town.
We at Muddy River did not say that though.
Oh, here's the thing.
I love it.
Yeah, you got to do some stuff outside of your comfort zone. I recommend, if you've never done criminal behavior, start with littering.
Yeah.
It's an easy way to progress into things like stripping copper.
Yeah.
So just work your way up to it.
Stealing what are the car parts everybody steals?
Listen, I'm a gentleman on catalytic converter.
Catalytic.
Yeah, I won't steal those because I don't know how.
Yeah, I think
it's not for lack of want, lack of knowledge. That's right. God, Christian boy.
I feel like people who are willing to go through the work of stealing an auto part.
Oh, I'll feed them.
That's what I'm saying.
Good for
okay,
you.
so
What a
I'm like,
worker.
maybe
You can bring them a sandwich. They get tired.
That takes some skill. That takes some effort. It takes
Sure.
dedication.
Balls.
You're like, you
Yeah.
got to have cojones. So I'm like, all right, let's get these people into mechanic school because obviously they know a thing or two about cars.
Yeah.
So, right? Yeah. But no, I love the giraffe. I think it's something that does bring light to kind of a,
Yeah, I
everything
mean-
else is super heavy. Like we were talking about earlier. We were talking about everything heavy. And
Klitz is the giraffe.
I love it.
A little bit, yeah. I mean, shorter neck, less
Yeah.
spots, not as furry, but it's close.
It's close.
It's close, yeah.
I love
If
it.
you were an animal, what would you be, Klitz?
Oh my God, that's a great question. Probably. I mean, a bear in the gay world, for sure.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
that's
for
just
sure,
an easy
yeah.
answer for me, really.
Yeah.
Giraffe is terrible. I mean, they're tall and skinny. I got body by gravy. That's not going to happen with
awesome.
with what I've got to work with. But yeah,
What would you be? I don't know if I've ever.
a snake with tits. I think is
Yeah.
what it is. That
Lord.
Oh, but a snake is
no, like a gardener snake, not like something bad.
harmless.
Yeah, the fun.
I got it.
Fear of
Yeah.
snakes.
Really?
I'll probably get reincarnated as one because
You hate them that much?
I want to like them. I've tried to like them. Like I worked at a pet store one time.
Yeah.
And I was trying to get over my fear of snakes, and so much to the point that like I put one of those
Bug.
Like a
constrictor.
boa, ball python.
Ball python.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
around my neck, and I wore it like to sell this snake.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
And then one
Got a
time
picture.
I went outside to give, like I had to carry the old lady's cat litter to her car. Snake was around my neck. I totally forgot that snake was there because I got over my fears and went outside, and it was really cold.
That's a hell of a predicament. Like you're
They-
carrying cat litter with a snake.
I mean, we
Okay.
did everything.
All right.
This
Cool.
pet store's shut down now.
Okay.
But
Yeah, I used to buy illegal birds there.
and fish. I remember you.
Of course, yeah. I mean, what else do you
But
feed the
yeah,
birds?
Constrictor constricted. It was cold outside, and my fear of snakes came back.
Yeah.
That's a stupid fear.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'm scared of
Have you
clouds.
ever been choked out by a boa constrictor?
I mean, I pay for it. It's my pleasure. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
Let it happen.
What do they call that? There's a name for that.
Well, if you don't know, I'm not going to tell you.
Yeah. Okay. No, I'm sure it's a category on.
I think it's called autoimmune disease. I'm not sure.
Oh, dang it. Okay. So, what animal would you be? Don't know.
Probably I don't know. I think maybe a horse.
Okay.
I have to pick an animal.
It's funny that you said karma earlier because my daughter, who is in your husband's class, they're learning about reincarnation and karma, and I think it's moksha.
Yeah.
I just wanted to throw that out there, so Mr. Mike Schull, you know that I'm helping her study, even if she fails. Not my fault. Okay, right? So
Horse, though, because
Horse.
I can't run
They're
fast.
majestic.
Yes, and
They're majestic.
I wish I could run fast. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. I tried to run fast. I can't run fast. And I don't know. The majestic. And
Yeah.
I don't know.
See, you want to run fast, and I want to watch things like Michael J. Fox trying to fill a bird feeder. Like, that's what I'm into. And so,
Okay, I guess I'd be a sloth too. I like that.
Yeah, I was gonna
oh,
say
yeah.
sloth. Yeah.
That life does sound good.
It
They always
does.
go through your change jar, though.
I think
I
I'm
don't care
kind of
for
a
it.
koala because I could be pretty docile,
And
but
you
if I
love
don't get
eucalyptus?
enough to eat,
Yeah.
I will rip your fucking face off.
Is that what they do?
I think so.
Oh, very violent.
Yeah.
Fast. You should
Think so.
see them. They
Yeah.
always carry knives, too.
Yeah, they do
Marsupials.
little ones in their pockets.
Swiss Army.
Yeah.
Very handy.
I love it.
It's practical.
All right. So keeping it light.
Mm-hmm.
If you could have one superpower, and I know you hate this question, but I want to go outside of the, X-ray vision, flying. Like I want to
Mm-hmm.
go. Let's go deep. So I was listening to a podcast the other day, and I want to get to that next as well because I don't know
Sure.
if you listen to podcasts, but I heard on this podcast someone say, and I'm stealing it, if they could have any superpower, it would be to summon all the insects in the world at any given time to carry out anything they wanted them to do because insects are like, massive. Yeah.
Glenn Sanders says that all the time.
Really?
Like that is the.
Well, he's a psychopath.
Well-
if he talks about that all the time.
Yeah, it's not somebody I
Jesus
want to go have a drink
Christ.
with.
No.
and-
What do you want to have for dinner? Bugs. I'd like bugs.
He says this, and I'm like, oh.
What a
that
weirdo.
Makes sense, I guess. Gross.
Yeah.
But cool.
But it's kind of, it's a different, I'd never thought about it. And then there were a few others. So I'm curious if you guys had to think outside of the box. And I know I'm springing this on you, but would you have a superpower outside of flying and invisibility and blah, blah, blah?
I don't know. I'm still thinking about the fact that I said I was going to be a horse because they.
Yeah, it's going to come back to bite you in the ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not good.
These poops too. I was like, I guess
Yeah.
maybe that's what I'm jealous of. A state of
Big poops.
Yeah, state of constant.
We're
All
learning
right,
a
you
lot
got me.
here,
Yeah,
folks.
yeah. I mean, that even
Yeah.
got me a little bit. Good for you.
See, people talk about election results. We talk about
You need
about
oats in your life, is what you need. No, I mean, I guess I'd like to understand how sourdough bread is made. I think that's a cool superpower.
That's pretty freaking neat.
Yeah, I don't understand yeast except for infections, and I only know that because I love the way that monostat tastes, not how it works.
Oh,
We all have our things.
we
don't,
do
don't
have our
judge.
kinks.
Don't judge.
I
What are you
wasn't
laughing
gonna say anything.
I
Was
thought
not
we
gonna
are
say
we not
anything.
in the safety nest? Are we not in
Oh,
the tree?
cone of silence.
Yeah, I thought this was it.
No, it's cool. But okay, so growing up in Quincy, right?
Yeah.
You did, right?
I did, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good, bad, and ugly about growing up versus now. I know that's a loaded question, but when you were growing up,
Yeah.
I'm sure you have like you look back on fond memories and then some not so fond memories. And how would you kind of juxtapose the two from when you were younger to now? Aside from adulting sucks, because we all fucking know that.
Yeah, no, adulting's no fun. I miss the days when teachers could hit kids. I think that's something that needs to be brought back. More for the fact that I deserved it, probably needed it, but at the same time, I don't know. I think just the fact that kids conversed more, like they went to school to play in their parties. That was the only way that you could really communicate for the most part. And now these kids just use phones and all that bullshit to get a hold of one another. And I don't know. It just kind of takes away the sexiness of like planning all week of what you were going to do that weekend. And even if it didn't come to fruition, it was still fun to talk about. So yeah, it was just that.
Do you let your kids have parties?
Absolutely. Yeah. No, I mean.
I didn't mean to cut you off, but
No. That's
okay.
I encourage parties. We bought a property with some acreage and. We did that for the kids to be able to have them out and just be, I don't know, kids again. So for like the first 4 years we lived out there, we didn't have cable or internet. So my kids kind of grew up in like 1984 a little bit, if you will.
That's awesome.
So I thought they were going to fucking kill me in my sleep the first week we moved out there because they realized they didn't have any of that shit.
Yeah.
But I actually got to say the words my father said, and that was, hey, you fat ass, go change the channel. So that was nice to hear me say, which was,
That brought back
the boy was just like me. Yeah. It was that bullshit, you know?
Cats in the Cradle.
Yeah,
Yes.
of course.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So we let my oldest daughter she's still relatively young, but she always asks to have people over, and she wants to have surprise parties. And this girl goes above and beyond. She's going to be a party planner or gang leader. I don't freaking know.
Nice.
Something.
Nice.
Yeah.
I wonder where she gets this.
I know, but I'm always like, as much of a pain in the ass as it is for me to have these people over, clean the house, make sure I have the food, make sure I have the stuff, keep them in line. Like not really keep them in line, but make sure they're not like sneaking out and, I don't know.
Still so much better than having them vegging out on their phone.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, or like, just being lazy.
Yeah.
Like I want them to be social.
Part of it is parents need to put in more effort.
100%.
Like
Yeah.
we
got lazy.
Yes, as a society, we got lazy. But even then, like I don't know, I don't want to throw my mother-in-law on the bus because I always heard
I'll do it.
telling me about how like his mom was just like, go out.
Oh, yeah.
You're not allowed back in. So I mean, is it laziness or is it just the strict discipline or the foot down saying like, hey, go, like you're going outside and you're not allowed back in?
No, man, I want my kids to be adventurous. I want them to be curious. I want them to figure shit out. Like back in the day, you'd hop in your vehicle, head down to St. Louis with absolutely no fucking clue where you were going.
Yeah.
But it was just that journey of we'll get there eventually, or we'll ask enough attendants at the gas stations. And no, me and the buddies. Like I moved out when I was like 16 and a half. So like we just we had an apartment above my uncle's insurance agency, and we would just get up and go one day. I mean, there was no MapQuest or Apple, Maps, none of that shit. You just hit the road, and you never knew what the hell was going to happen.
It cost you $1,000, Klitz.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, and I paid it.
that's true.
It's no fun. So no, I don't know. It's different today. I mean, I like to sit with my boys and watch Iraqi war videos to the soft stylings of Boston. I think that's how you really connect.
Yeah.
But that's just our house.
Yeah.
So Klitz is a good friend, longtime friend.
Yeah.
And now a family friend because he joins us every year at the St. Peter's Catholic Music Trivia. And every year, I'm like, we are getting kicked out.
Yeah.
Like,
Wait till you see the shirt this year.
push the limits of everything. And I love that about you, too. I think, not trying to bring it back to heaven.
Bring it back.
But, I'm looking forward to the future where people can be more like Klitz again.
Yeah.
Like where the jokes
You're
can
like-
roll and comedy is comedy.
Yeah, man, it's
It is
funny's funny.
offensive.
Yeah.
It's part of it. I'm looking forward to hopefully that being the wave of the future, but if it's not, I still have Klitz in my life. So.
Yeah, dude, you just gotta have fun, man. There's so many goddamn people that just take shit so serious. I voted for Ross Perot the last 18 years.
Yeah.
Including this year?
Oh, of course I did. Yeah,
Write-ins.
write-ins all day long. Absolutely. And I early vote about 6 months, so I don't even know where I'm sending it to. I just put Quincy on the envelope, and I assume they're getting it. My guy's never won, so maybe I'm wrong, but we'll figure it out in the future eventually. So
That's so funny.
yeah, you gotta have some fun, man.
Yeah.
You know,
So-
TP a house, knock out an old guy. It doesn't
Right?
matter. Yeah.
So one of my favorite podcasters, taking it back to the podcasters. So I have a couple podcasters. One, Theo Von, Bad Friends. So Andrew Santino, Bobby Lee.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
They always talk about comedy and stand up and how people tend to get so they get offended really easy. But as comedians, it's their job to bust through it and
of course.
you do it anyway. And I think that's going to be. I think that's the only hope for our world anymore is just to realize that, hey, we're going to stand on this conviction that we're going to be funny and people are going to find us funny and there are going to be people who don't find us funny and those people can shut us off, right?
Yeah.
Or like Muddy River News, and we're not encouraging this because there are so many facets of what we do, but there are going to be things that people don't like to see. That's okay.
Yeah.
Don't, give us another chance because we're very...
We go all over the place.
Yeah,
I know that we are
multifaceted.
getting a lot of messages in the inbox in regards to the trial that we're covering. I think it's
Talk about heavy, dude.
I know. But like David's doing a great job of covering it for one.
Sexy son of a bitch.
Yes.
Yeah,
He is.
he is.
Ah, look at him.
He's
Look me in the
amazing.
eye, David, when I say nice things to you.
David's
David, look at me.
I'm really sorry for you right now, David. But no, he's doing a great job covering it. And I know it's not everyone's cup of tea.
No, it's no one's
People
cup
are
of tea.
Some people are like, oh, well, WGM's doing it better, or this and this, and this and this. We are doing it the way that we are doing it.
Yeah.
And I think we're doing a great job of giving you what needs to be.
I'm doing okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I wouldn't give it a
You
100.
could be-
But, like,
no.
when it comes to like touchy subjects like that,
the
No, you
subject
guys definitely
matter-
touch on shit that people are, that I wouldn't say afraid, but they're probably handcuffed by whomever their, powers that be are. So the thing that you guys have that I enjoy is you guys, Bob.
We own the shit. Yeah, he's our HR guy,
He's
right?
laughing his ass off in
Yeah.
a Bucky sweatshirt.
So when I said it's no one's cup of tea, I meant the subject matter, of course, not the way it's being covered. I think the coverage is amazing. When I look at it, I'm like, nope, not today, Junior, because my brain can't swallow it all. It's very heavy.
I think,
But
he's
I think the
making-
coverage is outstanding.
Yeah, the coverage is what makes these things possibly, like to people that are saying whatever, it makes these things maybe go away. I'm not saying like it does, but public shaming.
That's
Yeah.
insane, dude. It's so
one of
insane.
The best
Yeah.
ways of adhering a behavior. So like,
Yeah, I totally
you have to spotlight and public shame.
Yeah.
I feel awful, saying
For
like
those
that.
kiddos and
Yes,
the thing,
that
yeah.
With in regards to public shaming, that goes. So it goes both ways.
But how do you feel about an eye for an eye after reading stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean,
I'm pro eye for an eye.
I'm also like to the point where why are we wasting so much money on a trial when like there is proof in the pudding?
So
Like,
here's what I was going to
just
say,
go
and you tell
back.
me if you agree, because this is something that I didn't know that you were going to be a guest, but it's very relevant.
Sure.
I think on every jury, there should be at least one bartender, because we all can gauge a good person from a bad person. Like, we have this weird judge of character. Yeah, I know. That's why
Yeah.
I was like, this is so relevant. We have a weird judge of character that we can make this decision. Like, show me this Roadhouse guy.
Mm-hmm.
I bet I can tell you if he's guilty. Show me the wife. I can tell you if she's got, just because you can kind of sense
Yeah.
the thing,
Yeah. I know
right?
people are going to be on here and be like, oh, they're trying to take away the right of due process and this, and that.
No, I'm just
Like,
saying
no.
there should be a bartender on every jury.
Yes, I
Yeah.
agree. And like,
Because I think there's something to be said for that, right? When you have people walk in, are you like, ooh, watch out for that fella?
I mean, yeah, there's definitely signs that you look for. I mean, if you can't read a person, you shouldn't probably be behind a bar a little bit. I got selected, or I would not selected. They called me in for jury duty, and like literally, this was, I don't know, it's been 6-7 years, but Carrie's car got stolen out of our driveway when we lived in the middle of the town. And so, like 2 days later, I had to go to this jury selection bullshit, and the guy was there for like burglary on like 4 different accounts, and the guy asked me a question, and I'm just completely ignored what he asked me, and I was like, my wife's car got stolen, so I hate pieces of shit, quote, that steal stuff. And the guy looked at the other attorney, he's like, you can leave, Mr. Klitz. And I'm like, damn, that's how you do it, boys. Get the hell out of there. You got to be honest.
So you didn't want to be on?
Oh, fuck no.
I love it.
No, I can't stand it.
Have you ever?
Oh, I was on in like I forgot. It was a person. He actually was a friend of mine who was, I think,
nice.
Yeah. So I'm like, I know him. But then the craziest thing was his lawyer was Curtis Lovelace, and like everyone's like, does anyone know who Curtis Lovelace is? And like for the jury duty thing, no one raises their hand. I'm like, I don't know him personally, but I'm raising my hand.
The badminton champion?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and everyone knows him.
Yeah.
Yeah, 4th place in the world, 1988. Everyone knows him.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Here, I'm right here. So
Yeah.
check it out now. Can I leave now?
Now, I don't think I would want to be a juror on this trial, the one we're speaking of. But
So-
the one that I was on was.
Full disclosure, I don't know what the hell you two were talking about.
Oh.
So
Okay.
Yeah, when you guys are talking, I'm over here thinking like,
It's like a very
grilled cheese sounds great
It's
right
a
now.
heavy. It's a heavy domestic.
I would almost say don't read it.
no, I'm good.
No, I don't want to ruin the light in your world.
No, it's
I'm okay. I'm not
domestic
gonna read
in
it.
nature. Kids are involved.
Well, see, that angers me just
Right.
because I love my boys.
To the
But
point where you're like, do we really need it? I know.
See, I think if he's guilty of any of this, and I would encourage you to at least read the kind of the headline just to get.
Is it
kind
here
of
in
a
town?
taste- Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Pittsfield, Pike County. So
my 8th favorite county of Illinois.
I think they call it Pittsfield, but
Oh yeah, they got a show me's.
But
no?
it's no, they had a Taco John's, but I think it closed. So it's a really
Wisteria.
heavy. It's a really heavy case. I am not trying to make light of it. It's
Yeah, I don't know about it. Sorry.
no okay. Do or don't look at it, but it's one
won't.
thing that it's like I don't want to be a juror on this, but I do think that back to my thing, like I think bartenders would be like,
Yeah. I don't know. I've never thought in my life though that like I would like to take away the right of whatever until this case. You know, where it's just like, let's bring back.
he
some
still
kind of-
deserves due process, but if he's guilty of even a portion of these things, then I think we should just kill him and not spend money on him as
Well,
taxpayers.
I don't know. I want him to, if he is guilty of any of these things, I think death is sometimes
Too easy.
Yep.
Yeah, if he did what he's doing.
Okay,
I mean, I don't know what he
then
did to
let's take it
kids,
back to an
but
eye for an eye.
oh no, 100% for shit like that, guaranteed. Yeah, you hurt, a child or like an elderly person, a crippled deer.
Yeah.
I mean, it's beat the shit out of them. Do whatever you got to do. But
Yeah.
I think prison for assholes like that is probably the best option because I think that world takes care of their own. You know what I mean? So when
Yeah.
you say eye for an eye, I think it's more like a hole for a hole. But
Yeah, but 3 square meals is too good for someone,
yeah.
right?
have you ever been to jail?
No, I
That ain't
haven't.
square. Well, the bread is.
Well, it's
Bologna
a
ain't.
meal.
Yeah, it's that. The cots are rectangular.
You know what I think of? Like year 1 when they hung him upside down and he had to pee in his own mouth. Have you ever seen that movie?
See it? I do it every Saturday. Come on!
All right.
Are these things on?
This is what I'm saying. Okay, that kind of stuff needs to be brought back. Like, let's just.
God, I'm
yank
paying
the
good money for that
toenails
shit.
out.
You got someone
Yeah.
that does it for free? Thanks a lot.
Podcast it too.
Yeah,
Make it some real.
in the town center.
Yeah.
In
What's
the
that called?
town square.
OnlyFans?
No, Black.
Oh.
Yeah.
My bad.
But no, Black Mirror. Okay. So
Racist, but all right.
New subject. Last question, I think maybe.
Yeah.
I
What?
want to know. Or maybe not,
Okay.
I don't know. But so, you are a comedian. I don't know if people know this, but
Not anymore.
Obviously, inherent. But he also has done comedy shows in the past, like stand-up.
I was gonna ask, have you done stand up?
Yeah, the last one I did, we had our second child. Like, I don't know, he wasn't very old at the time. I haven't done it in years.
Yes, huh? We did one and we
Yes, huh?
covered it.
We did?
Yeah.
Where was that?
You roasted.
Oh, yeah. I don't call that stand-up. That's just
That's
fun.
roasting.
Yeah, roasties, man. I've
Yeah.
done tons of roasts. Like,
Yeah.
I've done more roasts than stand-up events. So,
I
I guess it does fall in the same category for sure.
But what we were talking about before, and like coming back with comedy, and hopefully like things lighten up a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit of levity.
You have to break through not only the wall of comedy prior to that,
Yeah.
but now like being like with that roast just recently.
Yeah.
You had to break through the wall of comedy and break through the wall of I don't know.
It was Alzheimer's. I
I
mean,
was gonna say, but
you forgot about it, didn't you? Don't you forget about me.
offending people.
Yeah.
The snowflake wall is what I'm calling it, I guess.
Oh, see, I don't have that
Trying to
wall.
say that.
Yeah,
As a business owner?
But yes, you do.
Oh, I don't. Oh, maybe I don't know. I don't recognize it. Like I just. I mean, you've known me a long time. I don't ever. I don't hold back, but like I also don't get in the middle of the whole political sphere that just happened. I just don't. I don't know. I that shit's. I don't know, man. I'd rather spend that time stressing about things that we can't control, making memories with my kiddos, and
The difference, like, so you did comedy back.
Oh yeah, no, night and day, night and day.
Until,
Yeah.
You said what was it again? The Alzheimer's event that was like 3 years.
2-3 years ago. Yeah, it was a while
One of
ago.
our very first stories that I did.
Oh, nice. Was it really? Sweet. Yeah, no, I mean, things are definitely different. And it's not just like with my crazy thought process of funny, but it's just literally Saturday Night Live. They definitely lean in a direction, but again, you said it earlier. Funny is still funny, and I don't give a rat's ass what color you are, who you vote for, how tall or short, fat, skinny. I don't give a shit. Funny is funny.
Yeah.
I'll always laugh at it. I'll always try to take advantages of timing that pops up that I can make a good joke. I love to make people laugh, man. In a world where it's just so fucked up, I just enjoy smiles because it's just so rare anymore. Everyone wants to argue and frown about things, and even here locally, I've been off social media just because it's just insane. You guys had mentioned it earlier, the keyboard warriors. I'm gonna break their fucking fingers just because it's just like, listen, tough guy, hop out,
hooligans.
Yeah, just go out, say it to someone's face. You know what I mean? If you're gonna be a badass, at least say it to someone's face. So I would respect someone more that has the balls to say what they mean to the person they actually want to say it to, instead of hiding behind, a Nextel phone, which is what I have.
What's that?
Exactly, it doesn't work.
Yeah,
I talk to
is it like a
myself.
flippy
People make
phone?
fun of me. No, remember the beepy beeps?
Oh, A, B, A, B, 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 C, C, C.
I'm gonna push you over. No,
No,
you push the
okay.
side of the phone and it beeped, and then you like walkie-talkied people.
Oh,
Remember
no.
those things?
No.
Oh, I used
Did you
to.
have a pager?
I did have
Yeah,
a
I
pager.
knew you were a pager
yes,
guy.
Yes,
I
I
was-
did.
I was a fellow pager girl.
Late 90s.
Yeah, 911,
I
baby.
sold cinnamon.
I know how that was. I think I bought some cinnamon off you and didn't know.
No,
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
This guy probably was selling cinnamon. He sold hot sauce. He sold
Yeah.
Yeah.
chicken, he sold
Yeah.
everything.
I've never sold chicken, but I'm going to now.
Oh, really?
No, it's good money in chicken from what I've heard.
Well, you sell comedy, that's for sure.
I sell bullshit,
But
Miss
you know
Lady.
what might have been funnier than you in this whole thing
What's that?
was the beep beep, the squeaking of your chair.
Oh, the
Is it
squeaking of the chair.
Like, I was like, is it his chair? Or is
That's
it-
not the chair. That's a 46-year-old O-ring.
Oh,
You're
boy.
welcome. Is that how? Can we say that, Bob? We can. Oh, thumbs up.
Bazinga.
We're
I
good.
don't even know what that is.
Leather Cheerio?
No, we'll just talk about it later.
We'll get
Well,
to
it's been a total pleasure to meet you and, of course, hear you. I think it's like, this is what we need more of. So we have this thing where we talk about shit that everybody like is talking about,
Yeah.
and I have this like nobody gives a shit.
No,
they just
They
they're
wanted a good laugh after
Yeah.
all this, and I think we gave it to them.
Yeah,
100%, yeah.
honestly, I do take life seriously. I like to fuck around a little bit. I love my kids. I love what I do for work. I love my bar. I love my friends. I've got really good ones, but Jesus Christ, enjoy the time you've got instead
Yeah.
of arguing and fighting. Give your wife a wedgie. They don't like it, but you can do it.
Some
It's a
people
free
like
country.
it.
They do, and again, I pay for that privilege. But no, man, have some fun out there. Quit being so goddamn serious. You're gonna have a heart attack, So go a couple days, don't shower, have some fun, do whatever you
Yeah.
want to do.
Go stand real close to somebody in line at the post office.
Oh, I love to
after
whisper
that.
in people's ears. I hate you. I don't know them, but I say it.
You smell
Yeah. What is that? Cinnamon?
Drakkar.
Came right back to cinnamon. Oh, Drakkar. I still have Drakkar.
No.
Oh, I stole that too. Remember earlier I said I like to steal shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, I stole that.
Well, that was back before they had the tags on them that you couldn't steal.
Oh no,
they
I
just
actually
trusted
I take
people.
old tags like that are current and put them on old shit, and then I like to walk through the buzzers and
Yeah.
have them follow me, and then convince them that you've never carried this product. It fucks with people. a little
Yeah.
bit. It's kind of fun.
If I were that person, I'd be like,
Just go.
"Good job,
Please, you're
dude.
wasting
You-
my time.
Yeah, you did it."
Just go.
I'm just gonna leave, guys.
No, thank you so much. It's
guys.
freaking awesome.
Stop my hooligans.
Yes, ma'am. Please.
Yeah, Hooligans is awesome. See ya.